All right. So, can you tell me your name and what's your role in the band?
Yeah, my name's Andy. I'm the guitarist and vocalist in
Okay.
the band.
So, what is the name of the band for the people out there, and what's the origin of that name?
Yeah, it's one man revival, and the reason for it was it started off as a concept that it would just be me doing acoustic music, and the revival was pretty much anyone that would want to play with us could come along and perform and busk and stuff, and it kind of got used to playing with the same kind of people, and then it just went on from there and moved away from acoustic really.
How did they come up with the band name?
Yeah, it was me. As I said, like the one man was going to be me with the acoustic guitar. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm a massive Frank Turner fan, so like I was kind of going down that route of like kind of like rock acoustic, kind of folk, and all the rest of it. Um, Obviously it's changed. It's a lot more now, not folk. It's more rock now. But yeah, it was just a concept that I had, and we just kept the band name just because it was pretty much fitting, really. It was
Yeah.
pretty.
So, what inspired you to be in the music business?
Yeah, well, when I was a very young kid, like I used to go to like our local like scene really. Like when I was a kid, like my mum and my stepdad used to take me, and so I was going to like watch like all the bands and that at a very young age, like playing like your Thin Lizzy, your Deep Purple, and stuff like that, and it just kind of got me into wanting to do that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was growing up, like it kind of started then not wanting to like do covers as much. I then wanted to start like doing my own music and seeing how it gets well perceived or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But this was about 15 years ago now, and but yeah, here we are today, still trying.
What genre of music do you guys consider to be, and who was your major influence to be that genre?
When it started, I was like more of like a Frank Turner kind of fan, but then I've kind of now moved into more like the Jimmy Eat World, the Weezer, Foo Fighters, kind of like American-based rock, really. Which it's pretty much what I've always liked listening to. So when you've got a band, it's kind of hard to pigeonhole yourself and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We try to stay away and like throw in like the mellow aspects, a couple of harder songs here and there, just to throw people off a bit, really.
So, how many people are in the band, and how long have you known everybody in the band?
And there's three of us in total. And so it's like guitar, bass, drums. We all do a bit singing, although badly at times, but we do try. And but yeah, I've known the drummer Wayne. I've known him for about 10 years. We've been like friends of fans, and we kind of like jammed with like different bands and stuff. And then ended up being like One Man Revival. I asked him after being in another band, so I kind of stole them really.
Yeah.
But then Kyle's the most recent one. I would say I've known him about 4 years, but we knew him from a band audition. But he's one of our best friends now. He's kind of like brought in,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like, and we've toured relentlessly. So it's pretty much you learn a lot about somebody when you're on tour with them.
When did you guys form a band?
Me and Wayne, as I said, we've been like in bands before One Man Revival was a
Mm-hmm.
thing. And I was doing like acoustic shows, and I went, well, do you want to come out and see what I'm doing, what kind of music I'm doing? And he loved it. So I was like, well, if you love it, spend your time with me, and we'll like start creating this thing, you know, like what was One Man Revival at the time. And there used to be four of us. We had we started off as a four piece, two members left, and then that's how we got Kyle in. So yeah, it's onwards and upwards, as I say, I guess.
Yeah. Do you guys have a record label?
Not at the moment. We've done like a Kickstarter, like an Indiegogo campaign,
Mm-hmm.
and from the fans, which they wanted us to do just to get the album out, because as I said, we've been playing a while, but there's not much like money in music when you're not that well known.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to then make enough to go into a studio to do an album and stuff like that. So we just threw it out there just to see if like what people would read, and we got like a fair amount of money back from it. So
Yeah,
um,
see what I did one year for Christmas last year. There was a small town band. I used to live in Ohio. I went out to the mall at like 10 o'clock in the morning till closing time, and I was blaring their music off my phone, passing out like sticky notes that I made of like their information. And in that day, they got 5,000 followers, and
whoa.
instant they just progressed.
You just give me a great idea
You can
there.
like literally, if you have the time and you guys have like the space, you guys could go somewhere out in London or wherever you guys are at and just perform a show, pass out flyers. I've heard a lot of bands doing that are small town, like in a large area, like especially like this time of the year because there's a lot of people
A lot of
and
people,
you
yeah.
can draw in people super easy. And it'd be amazing to see you guys go far because small town bands are usually the ones to get big.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, the good thing what we've done now is like with the album launch, we've kind of been future proofing, and for like from now until whenever it is, we've just got like a massive thing of flyers in ready, with like all your contact details and everything on. So we're kind of one step ahead there.
Yeah.
But it's now just waiting to actually go out and do it, and which it's just getting everyone at
Yeah.
around the festive time to get the time to do it really.
Yeah.
But it is something that we are definitely going to be doing. So,
So where have you performed? What are your favorite and least favorite venues?
good question that one. I'm just hoping that the people don't see which ones we've said, but no, like we've performed pretty much everywhere in the UK. We have played a couple internationally, and as well we've just been booked for a show in Prague in next year. So that'll be a good experience. We're going to try and get more there and just try and get a little bit more in. But we've played pretty much everywhere in the UK now. Favorite venue? We played with a band from America actually. We played with a band called Ghost Town. I don't know if you.
Mm-hmm.
And we played with them, and they were upstairs. They're on Fuel by Ramen's label of our local O2 Academy, and that was just an absolutely amazing show. Because like it was full to the roof. We went down really well. We got a lot of followers from that day. But again, it's just jumping on the opportunities as they come to you, really. Worst venue? For that's a hard one. I don't actually know off the top of my head. It's not that I'm not trying to answer it. I just don't actually know. We've had a fair few bad shows, like so.
That's okay.
So it's
Um,
hard to.
Another thing that I just thought of what you could do to kind of spread out your fan base, there's a live stream called You Now. You can like play on there and get a lot of fans. Bands do really well on there. If you just had the time to sit down and broadcast for a little bit, try and draw in some fans. It's something that small people, like I've seen little bands go super far with this you can do it on your computer, you can do it on your phone. You know, maybe play them some like little snippets of your music to kind of lure them in. It's really nice, and I thought maybe, you know, if you guys have the time to sit down and do a show, you probably could do it on there, draw in some people.
It's definitely a good idea. Like it's definitely something that we haven't really thought about doing. I mean, we have started doing like a Q&A session pretty much every 2 weeks. It's stopped now because of like the Christmas and that.
Yeah.
But we've been doing something called like One Man Revival TV, which is just like a fortnightly get together really.
Yeah.
We were starting to get like things in place to do like live streams and like so people could request songs that like to do and that. So it was starting to get like well perceived. We're kind of hoping that that leads on and goes on in the new year.
Yeah.
As well as everything else, it's just another thing to when you've got the time to do it, you kind of want to do everything
Yeah.
at once.
Yeah, I know being in a band can be quite chaotic. It can just be no time as an interviewer, I know, because like all the bands are like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't interview today." And I'm like, "Just let me know when your schedule's good because my schedule's pretty much available." That's why I even like I usually have interviews in like early morning, like 5 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, because
Whoa.
I'm trying to like help the bands as much as I can, and if that's their only time to interview, okay, I'm gonna be up. So
No,
who writes the songs, and what are the themes for the songs?
and like the album itself, like, cause we're changing a bit now, cause the album itself was pretty much wrote on like the One Man Revival, like genre things that I've had, and like so all the music and everything was pretty much already in place, and then we kind of all sat down as like a group and to write out the lyrics as we wanted them to, and it's pretty much like about saving you from like the norm, really, like kind of going through like the day-to-day basic monotony of life. Not trying to sound emo because that's definitely not what like we are, but you know,
Yeah.
it's kind of like just saving you from what people perceive as the normal. You know, like
Hmm.
I don't really want to slave away for 50 years of my life doing something that I don't actually enjoy, and
Yeah.
so it'd be good to give back to people as well because people relate to music quite a lot. If we can then write songs that people will then relate to and that will be part of their everyday life, then that's a great thing, you know. And
Yeah.
kind
I
of,
think I think songs that people can relate to, or songs that people can like count on to pull them out of times, are kind of the best songs, because personally music's what keeps me flowing, keeps me moving. So like without music I wouldn't be here, and that's why I'm getting a music sleeve, because so many bands, countless of them, have pulled me out of times that I never thought I could get out by myself.
yeah. So, but that's again like credit to yourself, and it's a credit to the music that you listen to,
Yeah.
and thing, because there's a mood for every kind of music that you can have. So like
Mhm.
you can have like your emotional music, or if you want to go out and dance, you've got like your dance music, things that will perk you up. There's kind of like an emotion to every kind of music, which is a good thing to be involved with, because it's kind of like I'm no good at writing a poem,
Yeah.
and like I like to think that that is my way of being able to get my can't even think of the word I'm trying to say now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
trying to
get it.
get like the creativeness out in a way.
What has your biggest challenge been while in the band, and how have you been able to overcome that challenge?
The biggest challenge for us was pretty much getting off the ground,
Mhm.
and like we knew that we had the songs there, we knew that we had the show there, and but it's then getting people to take a chance on you really,
Mhm.
um, which is the big issue because you're just waiting for that one person to come and go, yeah, we'll give you a go. Like we've
Mhm.
seen you before, like we've seen you in different bands, you've been all right, but it's just taking that chance really, and
Mhm.
I think now that we've got something else to push as well with us now having an album, it's starting to get easier. I think the best thing that we ever done as a band was we had like this little, we recorded it all ourselves, and it was like kind of like an EP of like the very beginning songs that we done. But it kind of gave people like an insight as to what we were trying to achieve and what we did sound like. So instead of just going to somebody and going, "Oh, we sound like these," then you had something to be able to then go, well, take a listen yourself, you know. If you like it, put us on, we'll show you what we are like.
Mhm.
Which helps, and like I would tell any like starter band that like that is just starting off to do that, because people are more than likely going to want to listen to you before they can book you,
Mhm.
which was a silly thing that we done. But as soon as we had the EP, we could then start going to radio stations, etc., and try to get your name out a little bit more. And it seems
Mhm.
to have went on there really.
So, how can fans to be gain access to your work? Do you guys have a website? I know you guys have Twitter, which I'm gonna put in the link down, in the link on the YouTube video.
Down there.
Down there.
Yeah, it's pretty much just one man revival, all one word.
Okay.
But it's on like your Facebook, Twitter, Spotify. It's not all one word, but if you search for one man revival, you'll be able to hear our album on there as well.
Okay.
So YouTube, SoundCloud, we're on everywhere, but it's all just one man revival at the end.
Okay. I'll find you guys, and I'll put the links down below.
Amen.
So, what's your favorite part about being in a band?
And there's two really, like it's hard to say because like this is the most nervous part, and I'm probably just going to get laughed at from the guys when they listen to this back because I always stutter and stammer. I'm no good at interviews at all, so
Mm-hmm.
but,
That's okay.
I'm probably the only one that would ever do it. So it's probably the same because I'm not good. They just won't. So I think
Yeah.
that's where we are.
Well, see,
Uh,
I'm nervous. Like, this isn't like I'm not a pro yet. I'm still going off of my little helpful sheets over here. I've only done like 10 interviews, but the only problem with me is like I don't have editors, so I have to edit everything myself, and I don't know how to edit, so it's quite choppy. So, what's the hardest part of being in a band?
The hardest part is probably time away. Like whenever you're like on tour or whenever you're playing or whatever, you kind of miss your loved ones, or you miss little things like your home comforts and stuff like that. Definitely like when it's like people's birthdays or anything like that, and you can't celebrate it with them.
Yeah.
So you like that would say the hardest part. Like definitely the most fun part's playing. There's no doubt about that. Like playing live is amazing, but then it's the driving in between shows or whatever. When you kind of then just like think back as to what you would be doing if you weren't doing this and stuff like that. So that's definitely the hardest part. Like.
So I don't know if you guys are touring right now, but what is one band that you really want to tour in the near future?
Oh, for me, I would love to see Muse tour again, which I think it's going to be a big thing. Might sound sad this, but I think I've seen them about 48 times now. Because I was a bit of a groupie.
It's okay.
In one of the tours, but groupie's probably not the right word, but a follower. I think I'll go with follower on this one. But yeah, it's Muse definitely. I'm just trying to think if there's any bands that I haven't seen that I would like to see. I would love to see Green Day again.
Oh,
they're absolutely
good band.
Absolutely great band live as well.
I'm hoping that if I get my press badge in time, they're doing an American tour in 2017. I'm hoping that I can get my press badge in time so that I can actually do a live interview with them, because I want them to be like my first actual like live interview.
Yeah, that would be pretty.
That would be amazing to do. But the thing is, in America, I don't know if it's the same in the UK, but you have to have your press badge in order to even like see the band or talk to the band, or even like hand out your information. So I'm in the process of getting that, but they're so strict on the rules. Like it's pretty much like a little test you have to take to make sure that you're not gonna harm the band, you're not gonna kidnap the band. I'm like, I'm not a stalker. I'm just trying to do my job.
Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty much the same here. Like you've got to get things for even like photos and stuff. You've got to get like photo passes and like access all area badges and stuff like that. So
I would have full access. I would be able to take like for photographs. I'd be able to like videotape the whole thing if I wanted to. But the only problem is it takes a good 3 months to get your press badge. So there's that. I'm hoping to have it by Warped Tour time, so that at Warped Tour I could just be behind the scenes with everybody, and like whenever somebody's not on stage, just get a little bit here, a little bit there.
Yeah, like the backstage area kind of thing.
Yeah,
that would be good.
Behind the scenes of Warped Tour type of deal.
It would be good to do as well.
If you could be any TV show character, who would you be, and why would you be that character?
Oh, that is a good question. I'm a massive South Park fan, but I'm trying to think of probably the one that I would most relate to. That's not weird.
Weird is fun though.
Yeah, I guess if I could be any South Park fan, like I would probably be Randy Marsh. I think that's probably. I don't know why. I just think he's always just absolutely hilarious, and I think his just way of life is just amazing.
If you could have one superpower, any superpower, what would it be and why?
Probably the power of flight.
Then you guys wouldn't have to like take a plane or a car. You could just fly to your venues.
Well, see, because I'm absolutely terrified of flying anyway. But if I could do it myself, then I would have complete control over it. So there's logic in my madness, you see.
There's logic to it.
Yes, not that I've thought about it long and hard.
So if a dog became president, how would you pay the dog, and who would the security guards be for said the dog?
That's one question I didn't think that I was going to get asked today. And if a dog was president, you'd have to have someone that would give him treats and stuff. So probably the dog owner would be a good start to be the right hand man. But you'd have to trust them more than the dog, though, I think, because I don't think you want a dog pressing the big red button there, really.
That might be a disaster. Ooh, what's this, shiny? The planet explodes.
Yeah, just as long as it doesn't say pull or bite here, then I think we'll be fine there.
As long as there's no dog bones anywhere near the red button of death, I think we'll be okay.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I don't think that's going to happen, but yeah.
Well, I mean, look where this election went. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to start a humongous war, but I'm just gonna say my dog would be a better president at this point in time.
Yeah, well, we got Brexit, you got Trump, so I don't think we've both done that well, to be honest.
If you could be anything supernatural, what would you be and why would you be?
I'd probably be wanting to be more like a ghost, but like a poltergeist kind of ghost. And just so I could scare my friends, I think that would be there. Just because, like, when you're just sitting down watching something, I'll just knock that over, make them jump a bit, you know.
that would be fun to do. Just
no malicious intent, not like Patrick Swayze's ghost.
Playful. Yeah. So you're a new addition to a crayon box. What color would you be?
Red.
Why red?
Because it's just bright and bubbly, and I think that's what I like to be.
Okay, so would you rather be stranded on an island with an exploding volcano, or stranded in the middle of an ocean with 1,000 hungry sharks?
So I'm either going to drown or burn. Right. Probably drown, because there was something like this is a really weird fact I've got to tell you. But there was a time when Dick Van Dyke was actually stranded on an island, and he was saved by sea urchins. He was saved by sea urchins. So if anything, I don't think I'd survive if I burned to death. But you never know, some of them sharks might be friendly.
Yeah, I never said they're gonna eat your face. I just said they're hungry. I didn't say you were the food. I mean, there could be a sinking ship over there that they're gonna eat.
Go there. I didn't come from there at all.
I came from the island.
Yes.
If you could be any kind of transportation, automobile, plane, etc., what would you be and why?
Probably automobile, I would say. Definitely not a plane, because I'd be able to fly by now if all this was real, so it's all good. Although boats aren't as scary, I'd still think I would like to be on land, so I'm going to go for an automobile.
If you could travel to any place in the world, where would it be and why would you go there?
I'm trying to not sound corny, because I would love to go back to America, to a place called Orlando, because I've got good memories of it. When I was a kid, we went to like Walt Disney there, and it's kind of, as a kid, like I can't really remember that many memories from it.
Yeah.
So it would be nice to go back. Like now that I'm older, I might be able to remember it a lot more than what I did then.
Yeah. If you had to date any of the other band members, who would you date and why would you date them?
Oh dear God, no. Again, I never expected this question. Who am I not going to upset the most by saying their name? I would probably say I would date Wayne. And the reason why I'd say I'd date Wayne, the drummer, it's because I know him better. So,
okay.
See, it's kind of that, the emotional level. That's what it is.
Okay, so the last and final question is a kind of funny one. If you could rename a squid, a turtle, and a kangaroo, what would you change their names to be?
Yeah.
If you had the power to change their names to whatever you wanted them to be.
See, because I would always call a turtle Splinter, just because I think it's a really weird way on the whole rat turtle thing of the thing. If I ever had a turtle, that's what I would call it. The squid, however, I've never really thought about having a squid. So, I really don't know. Squid has got to be something emo though. It's got to be, because you've got the black ink, don't you? So it's like, when I die, when I bleed black. But
Ink spot. Big pack of ink.
You're just a big bag of ink. Yeah, we'll go with that because I have no idea. So
I had one band. He was like, I would name it Bag of Ink that's poisonous, and I'm like, well, they're technically not poisonous, but they are full of ink. And he was like, fine, a bag of ink that could kill you. What would you name a kangaroo?
Oh, Joey? No, that's too easy. If you call it Joey, just name the baby kangaroo, isn't it? So it's man, it's got to be a famous boxer. People like to punch people. I'll go with Muhammad Ali.
I was thinking it. I was like, he's gonna go for it. I would just name it like Flying Kicking of Doom, because if you get near them, they're just... I don't know how people in Australia deal with those things. They are crazy.
It's just the sheer size of them as well. Like, the babies are like the size of me, and I'm 5'7". So it's like, you don't want one of them coming at you, like, punching you, you know?
Do you have any last words right now?
No, just, again, thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you so much for letting me interview you. I look forward to interviewing you again, maybe even with the band next time.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get a time when we're all together. Weekends is normally better.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll sort something up there. But again, thank you so much. But make sure you have a good Christmas as well.
Yeah, you have a great Christmas and a very good New Year. And I will talk to you guys probably next year.
Yeah, well, if that is the case, have a good New Year as well.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Thank you so much for watching my interview with One Man Revival. I really hope you guys enjoyed these guys. Please go check them out in the links down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Stay amazing.